welcome to San Diego. Wildfires in San Diego. Hey guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about wildfires being a threat in San Diego County and in Southern California as a whole. So basically there was a wildfire in 2020. It started in September. And again, I mentioned that it had been very, very hot this September. So the wildfire, I believe it actually has been extinguished 100%. I'm not entirely sure because I haven't found a lot of information about it past October timeframe. And it kind of had me scared a little bit. So I wanted to give a little bit of information on wildfires, how frequent they are. Basically, it's something that can happen every year. Apparently, wildfire season in Southern California is anywhere from May through the end of October. It could be even further than that, or longer than that rather. So you just kind of want to be prepared. Wildfire that occurred here this summer while I was here they named it Valley Fire. And it started in Alpine, California, which is where I'm filming this video right now. But basically, they're not entirely sure what caused the fire. Most likely, it was just a combination of the heat, because it was really hot this summer, and the wind. My numbers might be a little off because different sources have different acreages that they've documented for how much the fire actually burned. But from the last thing that I saw about it, was over 17,000 acres of land that the fire burned through. I'm not sure of any fatalities. I think that there were several buildings though that were destroyed in the fire. But yeah, it could be very dangerous, and it was actually kind of scary because this is my first encounter with this type of natural disaster, because I'm more used to being from the East Coast. I'm more used to like hurricanes or tornadoes or strong winds, you know, in the winter months, but nothing like a fire just taking you out. I even got to the point where I had to pack an emergency kit. Because, you know, at any point you could be told to evacuate. And as the fire was moving further inland, it was, you know, it had the potential to actually move into San Diego, which fires in the past have. I know of at least one fire when I was researching it. This was years ago, I think in 2015, a fire that had actually crossed a couple of highways in San Diego. So it's definitely something that can affect San Diego, not just in other parts of California. Pretty much all of California had a lot of wildfires this year. And I believe there were a few wildfires in like Oregon and Arizona too. I'm going to shoot some footage of the app that I downloaded. It is a free app that you can find through San Diego County. You download it, basically it gives you alerts on how bad the fires are getting, where they are, evacuation centers, things of that nature, what to pack if you need to pack an emergency kit. It was very helpful for me because, as I mentioned, I was down with an injury and I was very nervous that the fire was gonna move towards my home and I would have to evacuate, basically as, you know, being a little, you know, temporarily disabled. So that was definitely a danger. And, you know, having Holiday with me, you know, I have to take care of two of us, not just one. And yeah, I actually received a notification through the app. The fire was about 87% contained, and that's when I have that number of around 17,000 acres. So I'm not sure if it progressed beyond that. 87% is a really good number, because I believe when I started paying attention to the fire, it was only about 11% contained, which is really bad. Like 11% of the fire was contained by firefighters and volunteers and everything. So it's definitely a real threat. Okay guys, so here's the app. It's called San Diego Emergency. So if you search for San Diego Emergency, you will find this app, or SD Emergency. It's a red app and it has a green check mark. So right now I'm just going through to show you a little bit of how you can like scroll through. So this first part just shows you, you know, the posts for information. You can go under recovery here and you can stay informed. It's going to show you alerts that you would get normally throughout the area. You can even go in and see what you need to build a supply kit. So again, it's very helpful so that you know that if you do need to evacuate, you have all of the supplies with you to stay away from home for, you know, I want to say they recommend a 3-day supply. So this just kind of gives you an idea of what you need. They do have typically evacuation centers set up, or at least they did during this fire. As I was going through it, they had different evacuation centers. There's none listed right now, but they did have a few centers where they were evacuating people too. You have maps, which shows you where the fire is, where it's progressing. Again, no shelters right now, but they do have shelters typically listed there. Okay, so I'm just navigating through everything so you guys get an idea. So let me go back to the home page. So now I wanted to show you also that you can actually go through and locate your specific town. So if you're not right in San Diego, if you're in one of the other cities in San Diego County, you can click on that. So I'm just going to go to San Diego. It brings you to a Twitter feed. This gives you San Diego updates. So right now it's showing a lot of COVID updates just because of, you know, that's what we're doing right now. But it'll also show fire updates or anything else that's pertinent to things that you need to know right now. But you just basically find your city there. Now this one, Cal Fire, is very important. This one usually has the news specifically for the fire. And as you can see, it does give you information on who's at the scene, what's happening, like kind of day to day. They update it pretty regularly. But yeah, it's just a good app to have just in case. I mean, you never know and you want to be prepared. As I mentioned, guys, this fire started in Alpine, California, which is only about 30 minutes east of San Diego. So that's really, really close. And if you have ever been to San Diego, there are a lot of places where it's open land. It's not all just city. As soon as you get, you know, 25-30 minutes outside of San Diego area, then it gets very, very like ranch land, very country out here. And all of that land has the potential to catch on fire very easily. Anyway, I just really wanted to make sure that everyone is being safe, especially if you decide to move here. Definitely download the app, as I mentioned, and, you know, just make sure to pay attention to the news if there are fires that have the potential to come in close to where you live, because it could be very dangerous. But anyway, stay safe. Thanks for watching.